Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
This is wood. That's what you got on wood. Not that native wood. Native wood.
Audio Jungle.
Yeah, this is blue right here.
Yeah, it kills me.
Yeah, that ain't even real blue. They should be yaller. They should be like gold yaller. Golden yaller.
You know, no big gold or yellow. Yeah.
Work it up. You don't, and you gotta use the big needle with all them spices, because if you use one too little, next thing you know, you're gonna be pushing like a mug on it, and it's gonna pour it out. It's splatter on your wall. So you gotta make sure you got the big needle this many spices. Otherwise, it ain't gonna work.
Okay.
Can you see me, Greg?
Yeah, we can
One more
see.
thing. Can I get a go big blue?
Go Big Blue.
Coming back.
Playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs.
Well, hey, I think he said she bit my head off. He said, I won't say nothing like that no more. He said, this is us basketball fans. He said, they're serious about their basketball.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we are. You know it.
Seems like the old man's
Hey, you want my pick? This is my pick. Right here. Notre Dame, everybody. Notre Dame. Good evening, everybody. It's another Friday. That means another edition of the Wildcat Den tonight, Rusty.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
But I tell you, we got some storms coming in later tonight down here.
We supposed to have some last night, but I think I got a little windy, but I think most of it missed us. It's a little windy out there right now, but it ain't nothing too bad going to happen up here.
Well, it stormed. It rained a little bit this afternoon and stuff, but I think tonight sometime it's supposed to get wild, I think, the way they're talking. But yeah, we're in the Wildcat Den tonight, guys. We're gonna be talking about all kinds of stuff tonight. Just all kinds of stuff.
Hopefully that storm don't hit and you don't go in X-ray vision on your video.
Well, I think we could get. Yeah,
See the bomb.
I think. Yeah, I think we could get by. I think we could get by tonight.
If it starts lightning, take them headphones off.
Well, if it starts lightning, I'm gonna say, Rusty, I'm out of here. I'll see you next Friday. I'll let you finish it out.
Well, yeah, better safe than sorry.
Yeah. We don't want no these computers to be, I guess, fried, tore up on us because of the lightning or anything.
Mess our whole deal up. Remember, I bought that piece of junk computer. I paid about $400 for it.
You worked with that thing for months, didn't you? Trying to get that.
Now I got Hunter one. I got at a thrift store. It's a gaming computer, real good one. He uses it some, I guess. But I got this when it works.
I got to show you something. How you like my vintage Kentucky Wildcat shirt? Can you see that, buddy?
Yes, sir. That's nice right there. I see it better without my glasses. I got this big old cataract.
How you like that Wildcat on here? That's the vintage one, I think, from the late 70s, maybe early 80s. But I saw this and I just had to have it. I thought, man, it'd be good for the sort of like what you got it back there, ain't it? On you.
It looks pretty close.
Yeah. See? I love it.
That's an old blanket. We've had that ever since I was a kid.
That blanket right there.
Yeah, my backdrop right here. This one.
I like it. I like it.
It's
But
old.
Rusty,
It's old.
we're gonna get into a few things here, buddy, tonight. Try to, I guess, beat these storms. But you know, Trent Noah was coming in having, I think he's having a basketball camp in Harlan this week. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Well, you said something about it, but I didn't know when he was coming.
Yeah, he's having a meet and greet at Rex the 17th, which is tomorrow. So he's going to be in Harlan here. He's having a camp.
That'd be good.
Harlan. Yeah. And then he's got that meet and greet right there at Rex. And I want to give a congratulations to the Wildlands soccer team. They are soccer champs. They won the championship. Wildlands did. Undefeated seasons, back to back undefeated. They was undefeated. Josh was telling me. I got Josh, our buddy Josh was telling us, or he was telling me that they was undefeated back to back seasons, and he said total of 28-0 is what Josh told me in soccer. 28-0 and back to back champs.
That's pretty good.
It's good, ain't it, buddy?
Yeah,
that is good.
When I went down there, we didn't even know how to play soccer.
But I'm gonna tell you
how long they been playing soccer.
Hey, listen, they've been playing. Hey, listen, soccer has really took off here. I mean, soccer is really. I know the Harlan County Black Bears has got a good team too. They've got a good team.
I remember when I worked in Cincinnati, I worked with this little Colombian guy, and he knew all about soccer and all the good teams, and that World Cup was coming on. I watched a little bit of that with him, and I learned a little bit about it. At the time, I knew a little bit about the rules and stuff because I was watching it a lot. Right. And we was betting like $5 a game, and I was just taking the teams that I thought would win if they went to war. and I got lucky, and I think I don't remember who won, but I wound up winning more of the games than he did. It was pretty funny because he knew all the ones like Chelsea and all the ones that's good.
Yeah. But soccer's really taken off here. A lot of people's getting involved, and I like that. You got other sports, archery too is big here too. Soccer, a lot of things, and but this is, I mean, 2 undefeated seasons, total 28-0. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Good job. Good job.
You got to be in shape to play soccer. I do know that.
Well, I remember one time they, I think I was a freshman, or 8th grade, and they tried to PE class. They brought somebody in and went over the soccer and everything, and it just never did take off. But right now, it's really taken off. The soccer really taken off.
PE, one of the funnest thing was when we do hockey in the gym.
Hockey.
We'd run our tennis shoes, and we had big old hockey sticks, and they set up hockey goals.
We ain't done that. They tried to the soccer they tried to introduce, and it never did really take off like it is now. But I didn't know hockey.
Yeah, we get put in the penalty box and everything. Oh, Raymond Cox, we'd tear his shins up all 2 pieces.
Did you ever hit anybody with? Did you?
We get them in the shins. We didn't ever hit no higher than
that. But something else that needs to be brought up too, and needs to be recognized, is let me get it on our thing here. Harlan County Track and Field won their the SEKC championship, and it was their fifth one, their fifth straight.
Man,
it was their fifth straight. So yeah, congratulations. And the girls competed, and the girls team came in second. Our boys won it, but that CKC champion. And I think a total, they won a combined total. I think if I'm telling this right, 14.
what
They
does
won a
that
total of
stand
14.
for? I'm saying
Southeastern Conference. Southeastern Kentucky Conference, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know. I seen you put that up earlier.
It's the case. Yeah,
he added a K
Yeah.
to the SEC. I thought you did on accident. I didn't know.
No. But congratulations, guys, on that.
Yeah,
now they will compete in Wednesday, next Wednesday at home at Harlan County in the Class 2A regional meet. I say Harlan County returns to action, and but I thought that was, and that's something else too. And they got a great cross country too. I had some stats on them last year, and I've lost them. But now I'll tell you what, we was talking about soccer and everything. Track and cross country has really caught on too down here too. Really has.
I see them kids running every day, and I pick Hunter up, high school kids up here.
Yeah. So a big shout out to Harlan County Track and Field, guys. Congratulations. 5 straight SEKC championships.
Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, Coach Veneto has really done an amazing job with that program. Good job with it, guys. Good job. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Congratulations. Now, I want to talk about something right quick here. I got something. Went on to college. I saw something, and I brought this. I got this. What do you think about this?
Ooh,
Top 10 college football. Well, it went back. Let me get it on here, guys. It was the top 10 college football playoff coaches, I guess, of all time. That's what I said.
That can't be playoff.
You had
what is that up
just
there?
college
top
football.
10? Yeah,
that's what I got. You see, because if it's not playoffs, because look at the names. You got Tom Osborne, Woody Hayes. This is all time, is what I'm saying. You got Barry Switzer and all them. But look, you got Nick Saban, Barry Bryant, Bobby Bowden, Newt Rockney, Woody Hayes, Tom Osborne, Joe Paterno, Kirby Smart, Urban Meyer, and Barry Switzer. Now, my question is, just your opinion, Rusty, is that about fair?
I can't think of nobody I'd really put it in their places.
I can't neither. That's a pretty, I guess, would be a pretty. That's about as close as you can get, I'd say, ain't it?
Yeah, Les Niles was on his way, and then I don't know what happened to him.
I don't know what happened to him.
He was on his way up, and he just.
Yeah.
Kirby wins him another championship. He needs to jump up about 3 more spots, probably, because he's got that Georgia team rocking for a while.
But that's what I got. And take a look. I say, I don't think this is it. Look at week one's game or week 0, I guess, games right quick. Just glance over this. What two? Let me ask you this: what 2 games sticks out for you on these? Maybe 2 or 3 of them.
Well, I see 3 right there in a row, maybe 4. I think the biggest game probably LSU and Clemson, then Notre Dame, Miami.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then I think TCU and North Carolina will be interesting.
I got Alabama and Florida State to see how Florida State recovers. I guess, after having the season that they did, to see what, they're going to do. That game sticks out. The Notre Dame and Miami game. LSU and Clemson. I kind of interested in that one. And I would have to say the last one I choose, it would have to be Syracuse and Tennessee.
Yeah, I want to see what
that's kind of Syracuse was they wasn't, I can't remember, they wasn't that bad last year, was they?
They wasn't horrible, but I think they
wasn't
lost
horrible
players though. But
yeah,
I think they got a decent coach. But now I had Alabama, Florida State. Whew. Florida State. Well, it ain't the same Alabama. We got to remember Nick Saban ain't coaching there.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, if Florida State goes in there and Alabama beats them by about 30 points, they'll liable to just give up first game.
Yeah, I just wanted to see.
They'll be fired week 5.
Yeah, I just that the reason why I picked that game, I want to see Florida State, see if they can rebound on that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't see Florida State being as bad as they was last year. I don't know what happened to them last year. But when I watched them up here at Notre Dame, they was just pitiful. It was it was sad to watch.
Right.
It was horrible.
Well, Rusty, that's kind of what I wanted to kind of go over. Like I said, congratulations to the Harlan County boys SEKC championship. They won. The girls competed and they placed second, and that was Harlan County's 5th straight SEKC championship. Congratulations to the Wildlands soccer team, undefeated season, winning their championship. And so, Rusty, what you got for us, my friend?
Well, before we get started, I want to just say congratulations to he's dead, but to his family. The Big Red Machine finally made it to I guess they let him back in with the Major League Baseball, whatever they did. They had a big ceremony, a big thing for him at the ballpark down there. And they said, was kind of disgraceful was they let him and a bunch of other players in, and they said since they just passed away, they couldn't do no harm to Major League Baseball, so they went ahead and let them in. Well, we all knew they would finally let Pete Rose in after he passed
we all
away.
Knew it. We all knew it.
We all knew it, and it's disgraceful. But if he's not in the very first next round to let him in the Hall of Fame, Major League Baseball be dead to me. But I used to love going down there to the Reds games and stuff. That was a lot of fun. But I'm glad they finally did it. We knew it was going to happen, but they should have did it sooner. I just thought I'd bring that up, but
well, I think it's I think we all knew it was they was gonna get him in, but I'm like you said, I think it's a shame that it took this long.
Yeah, and then their statement was, I guess I didn't really appreciate that too much, because he wasn't going to do no harm. He loved the game.
Yeah, he
loved
did. Yes, he did. Yes, yeah, and I don't, I just like I said, I just think it was a shame that they waited this long, and
There's one more thing I want to ask you about it, and everybody's talking about it, but I guess Trump's talking about making that commission for the NCAA football, or I don't know if it's NCAA or just college football, college sports. Did you see the two main people he was choosing?
Mm-mm.
I guess they really can't just step in and say, "Hey, we're doing this." They're just basically like they make suggestions and work with people and get things moving.
Right.
But one, Nick Saban and Cody Campbell is the top two people he has in there. You know who Cody Campbell is?
Cody Campbell. Enlighten us.
He was an offensive lineman at Texas Tech for 4 years, and he's on their board of regents. He's the chairman of that, and he's a billionaire. And he's the one that's he's one of them that's getting Texas Tech all that money and helping them get going. That's the top two guys on that going to be on that if they ever come of the commission. That's who Texas, they want to lead it.
Yeah, Texas Tech. Yeah, Brandon said that's what I can't stand. Waited till he's dead. Yeah, that's what we was talking about. And Pete says he was the best. Yeah.
Yeah. The big red machine.
He was. Yes, he was Pete Rose. Yeah.
Well, I got some.
What you got for us, bud?
Well, did you remember we was gonna pick some players for like the center through the tight ends?
Yeah, I never did.
Well,
this week I didn't.
I picked some of them. I don't know if you want me to go over them. But I got the top 25 portal players that came out. If you want me to go over that,
do the portal players.
That's okay. I'll run through 5 and then we'll stop and maybe see if you got any questions about any of them. Yeah, Shoeless Joe Jackson was another one. They said they couldn't do no more harm to baseball.
That is right. Shoeless Joe.
I was trying to think of who. Okay, top 25 portal players this year. John Mateer, Mateer, quarterback, 6'1", 219, redshirt freshman. Transferred from Washington State, went to Oklahoma. So old Skeletor's got him a quarterback this year. His quarterback went to Auburn, matter of fact, Jackson Arnold. Anyways, Carson Beck, number 2. We all know Carson Beck, 6'4", 220, senior from Georgia to Miami. We all know that. Number 3, another quarterback, Darian Manshai, 6'3", 200 pounds. Good size. I like that size for a quarterback. Redshirt freshman from Tulane to Duke. Number 4, Fernando Mendoza or something. Quarterback, 6'5", 225. Now, that's good quarterback size, too. Redshirt sophomore. He went from Cal to Indiana. And I think he's a little bit of a dual threat, too, from what I'm hearing. Like, they said, oh, Lord, what was his name, their quarterback last year?
Oh, I can't think of it.
It starts with an R. I can't think of his name. But they said every team knew he was going to just stand in the pocket and throw. There's no threat to run whatsoever. Was it Rourke? Was it Curtis Rourke? They said he had no threat to run. Everybody knew what he was going to do. But then for them to still get far as they did, that was really good. And then
that's true.
This guy's going to add a threat to run. They can run an RPO, like, stuff like that with this guy. Anyways, number 5, Nico Latamata, however how you say it.
I'm leaving Tennessee. I just say that, Nico. I'm leaving Tennessee, UCLA.
Nico, I'm leaving Tennessee. Did you realize he's 6'6", 220?
I
I didn't realize he's that big, really.
uh,
I guess
I didn't either.
he's a redshirt freshman. Left Tennessee to UCLA. But now since we brought him up, just
He's
I
a
don't know.
He's a redshirt freshman.
Well, I might have wrote that down. Well, I don't know what he is. I must have wrote that down wrong. He must be a sophomore.
He must be a sophomore, junior, I guess.
He was a redshirt freshman last year, I think. But anyways, they paid him $2 million in high school. Then they turn around, paid him $2 million to sit behind Joe Milton. They have $4 million wrapped up in him, sitting there right there. And then this year he was supposed to, got a little better. They changed the offense to mold it around him a little bit more. And without him, you ain't going to the playoffs. Why wouldn't you just go ahead and cough up to $4 million? I mean, I don't know. I kind of like the stance that they did, but does it make sense you left all that money on the table? You see what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing. I do see what you're saying, but does any of this, and this is my question, with the NIL, does any of it make any sense? That's me as a fan looking outside in at it. Does any of this make any sense? The way they transfer, and I heard somebody say, well, the coaches do it. Listen, I don't hear that no more. You know why?
Why?
Rusty? Because the coaches, they lose stuff if they go take another job. Am I right? Their contracts and stuff. If they leave, and go.
Yeah.
I mean, they lose money sometimes. So I mean, does any of it make any sense? I mean, that's just me. That's just my opinion.
He is a redshirt freshman.
Nico is?
He redshirted his freshman year, so he's
that's what
freshman.
Okay. I see. I got you.
That gets confusing, but I know. Like the coach,
my point taken. It's confusing.
But yeah, I see I know what you're saying, but it's like you already had $4 million sitting there vested in him, and he hadn't even played a snap.
Well, go back a minute. Did you just get through saying a minute ago that they gave him $2 million in high school?
I thought it was $1 million, but I've been hearing this.
Or $1 million.
I thought it was $1 million, but I've been hearing lately that they gave him $2 million before he made it there. They must give him $1 million his junior year and $1 million his senior year.
Is this stuff trickling down to high school now?
Well, yeah, because them and Tennessee, and I don't know if it's West Virginia or Virginia, one of them did the same thing, and they was kind of getting in a little bit. It was in courts for a little while over it, but then nothing ever came of it. Because I don't think they was actually supposed to did it, but they did. But now when he comes to the NFL draft, if I'm an NFL team and I see the way he handled that, he better really tear it up at UCLA, or he's not going to be on my draft board. I mean, really, because Tennessee had all that money in him. They was changing their offense for him. And then it's like a holdout. He held out. And what they think he's going to do when he gets to the NFL? He'll be down Cobble Wobble where Zeke Elliott and them went. Anyways, change subject. That was on top 5. You got any question about any of them other players? Or?
Well, yeah, I do. How you think Carson Beck's going to do down there in Miami?
Buddy, I think the best thing happened to Carson Beck was that twin left him and somebody stole his Lamborghini. I think now he. Hey, I ain't lying to you. Hey, I promise you. I think that's got him locked back in.
That might have just yeah.
And I think Notre Dame's probably going to get beat down there at Hard Rock first game of the year.
That's very, they got a good running back. Miami does too.
And Notre Dame's got. Now I'm just saying. I think this is. I mean, the second game or third game, Texas A&M comes up here. They could have. They can't lose both them games. They're going to have to win one of them.
Is it Damon Martinez of Miami, the running back? He's
Martinez.
His run rate is in the top 5, and and then you got Beck down there. Yeah, they could. Yeah,
I think they got Beck some receivers,
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure their defense is stout too this year. I think Cristobal's a defensive guy.
Cristobal, yeah.
I liked him when he was at Oregon.
That is right, yeah.
When he was at Oregon, he turned that program around. Because, Chip Kelly had them there a little bit with all that trickery offense and stuff. And that's when everybody really started talking about him. Well, then after he left, they kind of fell back down to nothing. And then Cristobal kind of built them back up. Now Dan Lanning's got them humming. My opinion. And that's what we are, opinions show.
Yeah. What else you got, Rusty?
Number 6, Eric Singleton Jr., wide receiver, 5'11", 190-pound sophomore. Left Georgia Tech, went to Auburn. Oh, Hugh Freeze, we'll be talking about him on the hot seat probably here pretty shortly. Not tonight, but
now, guys, this is what Rusty's going over. It's a top 25 transfers. Is that right, Rusty? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Rusty.
Number 7, Isaiah World, offensive tackle, 6'8", 309 pounds, redshirt junior. He transferred from Nevada to Oregon. Number 8, Zachariah Branch, wide receiver, 5'10", 175-pound sophomore. Transferred from USC to Georgia. He's a good receiver. Number 9, David Bailey, outside linebacker, 6'3", 250 pounds, junior. Transferred from Stanford to Texas Tech. Number 10, Nick Anderson, wide receiver, 6'4", 216 pounds, redshirt. Transferred from Oklahoma to LSU. And we got Oklahoma's other wide receiver, but that was 5 more. Any more players in there caught your eye? Ear? Toe?
That one transfer for Stanford. He's probably glad he got out of there, didn't he?
Buddy Stanford. David Bailey. I'm pretty sure he's outside linebacker. I got a QLB, so I could stand for. I'm pretty sure outside linebacker. That's probably supposed to be an O.
We buffered a little bit there.
Oh yeah. Well,
that's all right. That's all right, Rusty. Just move on there. I got you. Oh wait, just a minute. Brandon says is Mark Stoops on the hot seat. That's when you was talking about. Well, Brandon, I'll tell you. I think I had saw something where on a different show on TV where they was talking about that they named a few coaches that could possibly, and he was brought up, Brandon.
And
all right,
I'm gonna put my 2 cents on that. I don't know when that LLC takes over, but I think if they take over before football season, his seat got hotter.
Very well could have,
because
that's a whole different thing.
Mitch ain't gonna be able to protect him. The LLC is gonna do what's best for the company, and
that's what's happened. It's turned it into Would it be fair? Would it be fair to say a business or its
yeah.
own entity?
Yeah.
You know,
Basically, what they say they're doing it for is when all this revenue sharing comes out, where it'd be a LLC will protect the University of Kentucky from like certain lawsuits and stuff like. And then also, I think that when revenue sharing, there's a whole lot of stuff going to come out.
Yeah.
Like one thing I actually like is they're going to have to share how much they're paying these players to the public, so everybody knows. Like we was talking about last year, Ohio State $20 million team. Well, there was probably a few $20 million teams last year, but nobody just didn't know who they were, you know. But anyways, I'll move on. Number 11.
Okay, number 11.
Micah Hughes, running back, 5'11", 210, redshirt sophomore, from Tulane to Oregon. Another Tulane player. Now these next two, we know these two.
Okay.
Number 12, Dane Key, wide receiver, 6'3", 210-pound junior.
Dane Key.
From Kentucky to Nebraska. He's number 12 transfer ranked this year. Number 13, Barryon Brown, wide receiver.
Brown.
6'1", 182 pounds, junior, from Kentucky to LSU.
Boy,
I actually think he's going to have a big year.
I think he will. Yeah, down there in LSU.
He's got a good quarterback.
Hey,
Brian Kelly.
LSU. Look at
LSU.
Look at that roster. If you ever get time, see when the season starts, they're going to be. I think they're going to be pretty good.
Well, it's make a run or bust for Brian Kelly, I think.
Well, see, I think that was another coach they was talking about too, because he's got all that talent.
But you know how much his buyout is? They still going to have to give him a couple more years. 14, Damon Williams II, outside linebacker, 6'4", 250-pound sophomore. Left Georgia, went to Missouri. That's interesting. 15, Dylan Thieneman. He's a safety, 6 foot, 207 pounds, sophomore. Went from Purdue to Oregon. That's 5 more. You got any questions about any of them?
Yeah. Back to R2.
Yeah.
As a fan, do you wish we would have kept Brown and Key, or do you think we might be a little better off with the trouble that with the season, with the kind of season we had last year?
I think it was addition by subtraction with them. I wish them the best, but I think they just got too comfortable at Kentucky. But now I don't know what Brown's going to do I don't know what Key's going to do at Nebraska, but
I don't neither. But that's a good point. What you said, that's a good point.
Both of them might have a good year, actually.
Brandon said it will look like Brown will look like a superstar at LSU.
Nebraska.
Yeah, and then he don't like it. Basically, Brandon Wilder says Nebraska ain't no good.
He said they're garbage.
They're garbage.
I'm trying to think of who's the coach now, Nebraska. They done fired so many.
Yeah, I don't.
They got somebody but anyways, the guy I wanted at Kentucky's at Wisconsin. He ain't doing too good. Luke Fickle. All right, I'll move on. 5 more. Number 16, Max Clare, tight end, 6'4", 240 pounds, redshirt sophomore. He left Purdue. Another one leaving Purdue. Went to Ohio State. That's kind of a traitor move, wasn't it?
Yeah.
17, Jaden Knott, running back, 6 foot, 205 pounds, junior, from Cal to Oklahoma. Oh, Skeletor getting in that portal. 18, Howard Sampson, offensive tackle, 6'8", 325 pounds. That's a pretty good sized feller. Redshirt sophomore. Left North Carolina, went to Texas Tech. That big billionaire I was talking about earlier, remember his name, because his name's going to be in college football a lot. Here come Cody Campbell. Write it down.
Cody Campbell.
He's going to turn Texas Tech around, I think. I think Texas Tech might make playoffs this year.
Well, they putting some money. If you go look at those teams when you was talking about putting some money into the programs, you know it?
Yeah. Since Tom, Brandon said there ain't been nothing since Tom.
I agree with him. I mean, really.
They got really somebody, but I can't think of who it is.
Let me see. You go ahead there, Rusty. I'll see who their coach is now.
Number 19, Lee Hunter, defensive tackle, 6'4", 320-pound, redshirt junior. Left Central Florida. He also went to Texas Tech. Big billionaire is getting in his wallet. And another one is oh,
that's right. I found it, buddy.
Who?
Nebraska's coach is Matt Rule.
Yeah, I knew. I should.
Matt Rule. Yeah.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes is another one pumping money and resources in Texas Tech.
Mahomes
and helping get these players. Yeah.
Mahomes is pumping money into Texas Tech.
A little bit of money, and then I think he's helping recruit some of these guys, talking to them. Number 20. These guys got some of Jeheim Oates. Jeheim. How you say that? Jeheim Oates. 6'5", 320.
Well, you asked the wrong. I don't know.
I hope you didn't hear me because he's a good size. 6'5", 320. I want him knocking on my door over there. Defensive tackle. He came from Alabama, went to Colorado.
Hello, Gail.
Hey, Miss Callaway.
Rusty said he last week on the show he was doing some math there, Gail, and he said he was hoped you wasn't watching or something. I can't remember. Said it wasn't because you wasn't teaching him, because he wasn't paying attention in class.
Yeah, I said if I didn't get it right, you'd been disappointed. I said, but if it wasn't right, it wasn't because you wasn't teaching good. It's because I wasn't paying attention.
But yeah, Brandon, Matt Rule. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Rusty.
There's 5 more. You got anything about them 5? I got 5 more to go. Really, I got 7.
I think that's a pretty fair. I think that's and she says as most others in the class.
Oh, he did good though. All righty. Okay. Number 21, Tarkio Davis, cornerback, 6'4", 190-pound junior. He left Arizona and went to Washington. 22, Mansour DeLone, cornerback, 6'1", 187-pound junior. He left Virginia Tech, went to LSU. 23, Patrick Payton, defensive end, 6'5", 250, redshirt junior. Left Florida State, went to LSU. He's a monster.
He is, ain't he?
Yeah.
She says she loved all of her students. She loved all her students.
I think that I loved her too. 24, Williams Nawarney, defensive end, 6'7", 225.
6'7", tall. That's like, hey, we got some tall linemen, don't we, buddy? When you was going over Kentucky's linemen.
Yeah, we did.
We got some tall.
This dude's a freshman. He's that big. Left Missouri, went to Nebraska. Now here's 25. Kevin Concepcion, wide receiver, 5'11", 189 pound sophomore. Left North Carolina State, went to Texas A&M. Now that's the top 25 transfers in the country this year. Is there one team you realize I didn't mention in that? Huh. That got a whole lot. Actually, I can tell you how many they got. There's a team that got 26 transfers that wasn't mentioned in that top 25. You guess who it is?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Does that kind of worry you a little bit?
It tells me we just built a whole new team.
Well,
would that be fair to say?
Yeah, well, okay, here we go. I'm going to get you first Kentucky player. You ready?
Okay. Oh, wait, hang on, Rusty. Brandon said we didn't get any of those top 25s?
No. But don't worry yet. I got another, I'm getting somewheres.
Okay.
So don't worry. We didn't get none in the top 25, though.
Okay.
That'd be correct. Number 38. Who do you think it is? One of our transfers.
That we got?
Yeah. He was a 38th transfer. He ain't on offense.
Has to be one of them. Has to be one of. Go ahead.
David Gusta, defensive tackle, 6'3", 302 pound redshirt junior, from Washington State to Kentucky.
The Washington State guy. That is right. We did get him.
Okay, now he was 38. We got one in the top 50. One in the top 50.
Offense or defense?
But he was defensive tackle.
Okay.
Okay, now at number 80, we got Myquise Humphrey Grace, another defensive end. 6'4", 225, from South Dakota to Kentucky. Now, number 98, we got, you're going to remember this guy. We talked about him. Alex Worcestershire.
Yeah, I remember you did.
Worcestershire, like Worcestershire sauce.
Brandon says Calzada.
Worcestershire sauce.
Brandon said Calzada. I guess in the top, our top recruits.
Well, I mean, he might have been on another list, but he wasn't on this list. Broke shoulder. He might have been on another list. Like, you probably look at 3 different lists, they'd all be different. But this is just one I went with.
I'm throwing shoulder, though.
And one injury, 2 surgeries. One injury. So Alex Worcestershire, offensive tackle, 6'7", 305 pound, redshirt senior, from Bowling Green to Kentucky. We had 3 in the top 100. So now, this is the ones that got the most transfers out of the top 25.
Okay.
LSU had 4. Oregon had 3. Texas Tech had 3. Oklahoma had 2. And then all these teams lost 2 players. And that was top 25 transfers. Tulane, Cal, Kentucky, Georgia, and Purdue.
Wow.
The SEC got 12. The Big Ten got 7. And the ACC got 3.
But I'm gonna tell you something, and I know I've told you, but you were good at these stats, buddy.
Well,
And I thank you, buddy. I mean, I thank you. I mean, you are really good at these, as you know, doing your homework and everything. I mean, you do a good job, Rusty. I mean, you do.
I thank you.
Don't he, guys? Don't Rusty do a good job? I think he does. He's my stat guy, man. I mean, hey, I go to him. I say, hey, Rusty, go do your homework on this, man. Hey, he's right there. So,
well, I try. Sometimes if there's 2 or 3 different things, I just go with one.
listen, don't Rusty. Give Rusty a shout out, guys. I think Rusty does a good job on these stats.
Well, Brandon said he don't like these stats for Kentucky. Just hold on just a minute where I'm going right here with this. You might like this a little better.
Here you go, Rusty. Here's your first shout out.
Oh, thank you. Here we go. Top 25 teams. You ready for this?
Okay, go ahead.
How the teams did. 1, LSU. They had 18. Now, the number of commits don't necessarily mean nothing. It goes by the quality of the players. It's how they're ranked, really.
Right.
So LSU's number 1, they had 18 commits. Texas Tech, number 2, with 21. There's that Texas Tech. Telling you, remember that guy's name. Miami, number 3, with 19 commits. Ole Miss, 4. They had 29 commits. They say, Lane Kiffin's the Portal King, don't they? Ain't that his nickname?
That's what that's what I've heard them say that.
Number 5, Oregon, 11 commits. See, they only had 11, but they must have been really good. 6, Florida State with 23. Norvell must be figure he better do something. 7, Missouri with 22. 8, Auburn with 19. Oh, Hugh Freeze. A lot of these, I don't know, these podcasters, these ESPN guys and people that talk don't like Hugh Freeze, but I don't got nothing that much against him. I think he's all right guy. Anyways, number 9, North Carolina, 37. 37 commits. Guess who's number 10? This is why I was telling Brandon that the news gets better.
Kentucky, Brandon. Kentucky, if you're still watching. Kentucky at number 10, right, Rusty?
Came in number 10. They had 26 commits, so they're number 10 of all the schools. Just because they didn't have so many in the top 25, they still must have averaged a pretty good little average once it got on down in there. One thing I'd like to look up was how many players actually went in a portal over the year. That'd be something interesting to know, too. Okay, number 11, Texas A&M with 14 commits. Number 12, Oklahoma, 21. 13, Nebraska with 17. 14, Wisconsin with 21. 15, South Carolina with 17. I think y'all watch out for them this year. 16, Mississippi State with 33. I think they could have got 50 and it wouldn't have helped them. 17, Arkansas with 31. I kind of like to see them do at least decent. Keep Sam Pittman's job. 18, USC with 16. 19, UCLA with 28. 20, Colorado with 27. 21, Alabama with 12. 22, Indiana with 23. 24, Georgia with 10. 25, Michigan State with 21. So you look, Georgia and Alabama, they didn't. Even Oregon, 10, 11, 12. They must just went and got the people for whatever positions they needed. Notre Dame ain't even in there, but I think Notre Dame's they're getting some massive recruits. They're number 1 in recruiting. They're getting some recruits and one thing about Notre Dame is they keep them players. They don't go in the portal usually. I mean, a few do, but not a lot. So that's that.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I think we're gonna be called up by the time August gets here. We're gonna know all these teams. And then when they get to start playing and losing, well, we must judge them, didn't we, Rusty?
Yeah. I think Texas Tech might wind up in the playoffs. I think everybody.
LSU. I think LSU
I
can make
think
a
LSU.
run. I think Texas is going to be there again.
South Carolina, we need to look at their schedule one of these times. But
yeah, we're going to do that.
You want to wait and go over them players next week, or when you get a chance to go get yours?
Yes. Okay. I think that's why I kind of wanted to. But I do want to do this before we go, though. If it's all right. I wanted to do this.
Oh.
Now, guys, this is the way too early. I know it's just May. We get it. You know, we're just talking. This is not from no AP or this is somebody's what they had let's see.
I mean, I was talking about Penn State today. I think they're going to make a run.
Rusty can elaborate on this. I think it's still 12, I think, ain't it? This year until next year it'll be what was they going to add 14?
It's
16,
still 12, but the only thing they might change this year is the top 4 seedings. They might go with the top 4, like how you're ranked instead of the buys instead of the conference champions.
Right.
They could possibly change that this year, but other than that,
yeah, it's still 12. But this right here, guys, is just a way too early to tell a poll that somebody had out, and before we get off here, we were going to just kind of go over here and see what you guys think about this. And there's more than this one. I've seen one that had Texas at number 1 and Penn State. It would just flip-flopped. Well, this is what somebody else had. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now, Rusty. I think you flip-flop. This is just my opinion. I think you flip-flop Texas, put Texas 1, Penn State. No, I'm going to do this just because they're champs until somebody beats them. You put Texas at number 1. You put Ohio State 2 and Penn State 3.
Now, Penn State spent some money on that team too.
Yeah.
Their quarterback is – I think the top 3 could go any way you want. Well, actually, maybe. Yeah, top 3 go any way you want them. And Oregon, I think they're going to be good, but I don't know what kind of quarterback they got this year. I had talked about him. I think they did get another good quarterback. And they say Clemson's got a real team this year, but yeah, the top 3 could go in any position because I don't think Penn State's going to be no joke this year.
I think you move. You was talking about money. You said they Penn State spent some money on their roster. Is that right?
Yeah, and I was talking to a Penn State fan today, and I couldn't figure out why that defensive coordinator left. He left and went to – we was just talking about today. I don't remember where he went. But I wondered why Penn State didn't just pay him to keep him instead of going and getting Jim Knowles, because I didn't think there's much of a drop-off between them two.
Yeah.
And I guess wherever that guy went, his family and stuff was from there. So he kind of wanted to go there.
Right. Now, look here. I think you move Alabama up. You know why? I think because if you look at they didn't lose a whole lot. They added. Am I right?
Yeah.
I say you move Alabama. I say you move Alabama and LSU up to 4 and 5.
Notre Dame kind of lost a lot, but Notre Dame was deep. But
that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I think you move those 2 teams up a little bit. I think you take Oregon and maybe put them at 6.
Look at Illinois.
Maybe
10.
put Notre Dame 7.
Yeah, I
And
think
that's not
6
taking, and
is
that's
a little
not taking
high
away
for them.
from. That's not talking. That's not taking away from
They're
Notre
different
Dame or
rosters this year.
or
They're different.
Oregon or Clemson. That's not taking nothing away from them. I'm just looking at Alabama didn't lose a whole lot. If
Look,
they
yeah.
did, they added.
Alabama should be better this year than they was last year because it probably took them a year to get settled in.
Okay, what about this? If you move Alabama to 4, let's put Notre Dame at 5 because they made it to the championship. Then
Yeah.
LSU 6, and let's do that. Let's put Alabama 4, Notre Dame 5,
And they got
was in
Clemson.
the championship. Which I'm old school. If you win the championship, you're number 1 till you get beat. But hey, it is what it is. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, Ohio State's they got.
Any thoughts, buddy?
Well, I think Clemson might be ranked a little too high. I think they need to prove themselves.
I do. Yeah.
I mean, they say Clay Covenant might be the best quarterback in the country this year, but they've always said about them Clemson quarterbacks, and they come out and they're duds. But he might be a senior this year.
Buddy, look at Georgia's Georgia. They're going to be up there. Look at number 10. Look at Illinois.
That's what I was saying.
10. I think you got Florida ranked too high. They don't know that.
DJ Lagway even playing?
See, I don't know. They might be a little too high on this.
I think he is, but they said their defense is supposed to be pretty serious this year. And then if Lagway ain't playing, I think they shouldn't even be in top 25.
Listen.
Sunbelt Billy went from getting fired. Remember, we had him getting fired by about
we had him getting fired 2 years ago before we even started the show.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah, even before we started this this little podcast, we had him fired 2 years ago.
Everybody's talking about Hugh Freeze. They're at 22.
Yeah.
And Iowa, look at that. If Stoops had went there, they wouldn't be there.
Now, come on now, Rusty. Now, come on now.
Skeletor broke top 25.
He did. He did. I heard somebody say this week their opinion. Just their opinion. I think I texted you. They were saying that he could have to win 8 games to save his job. I don't know.
I've been hearing that too. He's gonna have to do. If they fire him, I'll take him as a defensive coordinator. Brad White's been there so many years. That bend but don't break. We'll see what it does this year.
Miami, I think you could actually probably move Miami up some too. I think Florida's ranked high. Just my opinion. You bring them down some. Move.
Flip them, maybe. Just flip them.
Just flip them.
If you want Florida in top 25, just maybe flip them.
I think Arizona State, they did good. They made the playoffs. I think you leave them right around through there too. Indiana made the playoffs. I think they're right around the bottom 5 there. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. That looks like it might be pretty close with a little bit of flipping and flopping there, I guess you could say.
I mean, it's hard to argue until they start playing, but
it is.
I'm with you. How do you move Ohio State out of the number 1 spot? And Penn State's choke artist, so it should probably be Ohio State, Texas, Penn State.
True. You could go that way. You like you said, that 1 through 3, just our opinion, and I think you move Notre Dame and Alabama up some, and then LSU, and then go from there.
Because Penn State can't never beat Ohio State, and they're choke artists. So that's them.
Well, Rusty, again, I want to, before we get off of here, I want to congratulate the Harlan County track and field team again once more on their SEKC championship, 5 in a row. And the girls, they competed and placed second. I want to congratulate Wallen's soccer team for undefeated season, winning the championship.
Brandon said he thinks Ole Miss maybe should have been higher. I was thinking that too.
I'd say probably.
I guess they got a new quarterback.
Bring
but
them
they
up.
say that quarterback might be better than Jackson Dart, actually.
Yeah. But that's pretty close, though. I mean, really. I mean, like I said, just kind of flip flop a couple of them teams. But like you said, until you really get like you said, Rusty. I mean, you pegged it out right there until we really start the season in the last week of August. Then we'll start seeing. And
it's still fun to talk about, though.
It's still fun to talk about. It's still fun to talk about.
I'm glad they do it. I'm glad they do it. Gives you something. Gives you a start.
It gives you something. It gives you a start point. It's fun to. It's fun to talk about. And guess what? We beat the Storms tonight here in Kentucky. But I just saw on the radar where the line is just crossed the border, moving this way. So
I got 3 quick things.
Yeah.
One, did you see the season ticket sales are down in Kentucky?
Yes, I saw that.
I forget how much, but it's quite a bit.
We're 25,000 down. I think they said from this time last year, 25,000 tickets down. I think we're right, guys. I think the article was on Facebook on one of the Kentucky things I sent to Rusty. We was 25,000 tickets down from this point last year, I think. So, but hey, listen, go Big Blue. Let's do this. Let's make this happen. Let's make this happen, Stoops. Yeah. Come on, Stoops. Let's make this happen. Now, you've built this team. You're trying this. Go out there and get us some W.
Yeah. You better do better than 6-6, or that LLC might come after you. But another thing.
Oh, yeah. Brandon said me and Brent was talking about that today, Rusty. Yeah, I forgot I saw Brandon today. We was talking about that, buddy.
Yeah, them ticket sales, yeah.
The ticket sales, yeah. I was telling Brandon about that.
The ACC commissioner, Jim Phillips, I think I brought this up last week where Clemson and Notre Dame had that 12-year, they got that 12-year deal where they're going to play each other for the next 12 years.
Clemson and who? Now, I saw something about that. I've got something we was going to talk about maybe on tonight.
It's Notre Dame. Notre Dame and Clemson. And, well, for everybody that don't know.
Hold on, buddy. I've got it right here.
Okay.
Hold on. Check this out.
See what you got.
It was future games.
Yeah.
Now, this was 2030 and 31 was Georgia and Ohio State. Then you got 2031 and 2032 was Notre Dame and Florida. 2033, 2034, Notre Dame and Michigan. 2027, 2028 schedule. Alabama and Ohio State will be playing each other. 2028, 2029, Notre Dame and Texas Longhorns. 2029, 30, they got scheduled at number 9, Notre Dame and Alabama.
Yeah, I knew that.
That's in 2029. Now, number 10, they had 2029 year Auburn and the Miami Hurricanes.
Huh. That'd be an interesting game.
That's upcoming futures, of course, guys, that we just read of how they're going to do the schedule playing football, college football.
Well, I was getting at it with the 12-game series with Notre Dame and Clemson.
Yeah.
Well, for everybody don't know, and Notre Dame sports, everything but their football's independent and their hockey's in the Big Ten, because I don't think ACC plays hockey. If they do, I don't know it. So in order to put the rest of their sports in the ACC, they had to agree to play 5 football games, schedule 5 ACC opponents a year to keep, that's part of the contract. Well, with this 12-team Notre Dame Clemson, that commissioner, Jim Phillips, came out and said that does not count towards their 5 games in that contract. That's separate.
Yeah.
So what he's wanting to do is he's wanting all the top tier. He's basically wanting all the top tier ACC teams to schedule Notre Dame, and to make their schedule, to make them more relevant, I guess. They're going to ride Notre Dame. But I thought that was interesting. If I was Notre Dame, I'd be kind of like, hey, now that's going to count toward that 5 games. I'm playing you like your best team every year. That's got to be 1 game out of the 5.
Well, guys, we're going to call it a night this evening.
One more quick thing. I like this, and you will too. You see where that politician in Ohio is trying to make it to where if a noon game is scheduled, if a team's ranked in the top 10 and they kick off at noon, somebody's getting fined $10 million. Unless it's like a traditionally noon kickoff like Ohio State and Michigan. Remember all them noon games we was complaining about? They need to do that all across the whole country.
Well, I'm at the point now where let's do this. I don't mind sitting at 12 o'clock watching the college football game. Let's do this, politicians. Let's get this NIL stuff in order before you start finding somebody for playing a 12 o'clock game. My opinion, Rusty. My opinion, buddy. My opinion. My opinion. But I see what you're saying. My friend. Well, I want to say I hope these storms I hope it don't get bad tonight.
Yeah, hopefully y'all.
I hope it don't. But I was thinking we'd get in the show. I was thinking we would get in the show tonight, and the storms would hit, and we'd have all kinds of problems. But looks like we beat the storm. So, guys, thank you for joining us. Guys, if you don't know, we are on YouTube now. You can watch us on YouTube, Instagram, and listen, guys. We're going to post, fill your teams out. All you've got to do is go to the comments, put 1 quarterback, 1 running back, put your lineman, get you a tight end, get you receivers. And we're going to do this competition, and we're going to give prizes out, T-shirts. Do this at least it's going to have to be within the next 2 weeks or so. Get them done. We'll make another post. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'll put my team in there to give y'all an example on how to put it in the comments. But please, I think it'll be fun. Join us here in this competition, and you could be the champion of the Wildcat Den football. Ain't that right, Rusty?
Yeah, your team could be the
first Wildcat Den champion in this tournament. But guys, we're gonna get on out of here of the Den. We're gonna shut it down tonight. So I'm gonna leave you with this, guys. God loves you. Go Big Blue. Good night, everybody.
And wow. knock the camera off.